Roy. You want to just have a seat here? Okay. Have a good chair, and I'll be right back. I'll just grab some paper. Roy. You okay? Do you need a drink or something? You okay?
No, I'm okay.
All right. Roy, my name is Constable Mathieu. André Mathieu. I already mentioned who I was. Just for the record, we're going to record this interview.
Sure.
Just simply for, it saves me from writing down word for word what you're saying. Yeah. The reason why I called you, obviously, it's in, just for the record, the time is 3:16 on this clock. Today's date is April 27, 2009. And with me is Mr. Roy Fraser. It's F-R-A-S-E-R?
Yep.
Is that the right spelling?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have a middle name, Mr. Fraser?
Frederick.
Frederick? Okay. And Frederick, regular spelling?
Yep.
Okay. One of the officers phoned you earlier this day. I believe it's Corporal Goodall.
Yeah, I phoned him.
You phoned him?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell me how you ended up phoning him? What was the purpose of you phoning him?
His dad, or Ken's dad, came and talked to me Friday night and said, have you seen Kenny? And I said, no. You know, and he said, is his stuff still here? And I said, yeah, his bed's here, and, you know, all his stuff is still here, you know.
Okay.
And he says, well, they're missing, you know, blah, blah, blah. And they said they've been missing for like a week.
Who's they?
Pardon me?
When you say they?
Kenny and his friend.
Kenny and his friend. Did
Yeah.
you mention his friend's name?
Damien.
Damien? Okay. And my understanding is, from what you tell me, is that Ken was staying with you?
No, he wasn't. Last fall, he wanted a place to stay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know, he wanted to move in with me, and I needed a roommate. So I said, yeah, you can move in. So he moved his bed in and half of his stuff, and the other half of his stuff he stored at his dad's place and wherever else.
Okay.
And he come around. He brought some friends around. He brought his girlfriend up a couple times,
mm-hmm.
you know, and stuff like that. And, you know, and then a couple months later, he said, "No, I'm not moving in."
Okay.
You know, so.
So did he ever spend the night there?
Well, he spent nights there, but
spent nights. Okay.
Yeah, but you know, like no more than a couple nights in a row.
Okay. And when was that when he first moved in with you then?
That was like last August, September
Of 08?
of 08, yeah.
And did his girlfriend move in as well at
No,
that time? No.
no.
Do you remember his girlfriend's name?
He had a couple, 3 girls up there, so it's kind of
Okay.
like, and I can't remember her name. Like, I can't remember any of their names.
Okay. So what was the relationship between you and Ken?
We were just friends.
Friends?
Yeah.
So you've known him for a while?
A couple years. A girl that I knew from Calgary that I was going out with for a bit. When she come to town, she introduced me to,
Okay.
you know, and that was it. And, you know, and then I haven't seen her in like a year and a half,
Okay.
you know, and stuff. So, but Ken and I, like, he come out to my place and I showed him where I live, and he come out a couple of times and he brought some beer, and you know, I thought he was a good kid,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that was it.
When was the last time you saw Ken?
About 2.5 months ago.
2.5 months ago?
Yeah.
So it would have been when roughly, do you know what month?
February.
And where did you see him?
When did I see? Where?
Yeah.
Oh, he come to my house.
Oh, he came over
Yeah,
to your
yeah.
place?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and what was his mood at that time?
His mood was good when I see him. You know, whenever I see him, he's jolly and stuff, but, you know, he lies lots, hey? You know,
Oh, is that right, huh?
Oh, he's a big liar. And I catch him on his lies all the time and that, and he's using my truck. And at first I really, you know, I let him use my truck because, like, I fell off my roof and I broke some ribs, you know, so I really couldn't work. And his transmission blew up in his truck. So, you know, he's coming back and forth and that, and he's bringing me groceries and dog food and cat food and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
You know, and it's fine and dandy. But my insurance was coming due like March 5th or 6th, right? And I told him that. You know, and I want my truck and, you know, and everything else, and spring is coming up, and I want to start working. And the last time I talked to him, he phoned me around the beginning, the 1st or 2nd of March. And I said, you know, my insurance is due in 4 or 5 days. I want my truck. And he started getting ornery with me on the phone, and I said, I'm going to call the RCMP on you. You know, like, I want my truck. You know, every time I talked to him, I said, I want my truck. You know, like, in the last few months, he'd come out like once a month or something. And I tried phoning him on his cell phone, and he's not answering his cell phone number. And I got no other way to get a hold of him.
What was the phone number, the cell phone number you had?
It was 572-3820. And I'd phone the thing every day or every second day, and all I get is the number you're calling is unavailable.
So what was the arrangement for you to lend your vehicle to Ken?
There wasn't any arrangement. It was just like his was broke down. His transmission was gone in it, and he was trying to get some money to get his transmission fixed. And the first time it was just like, can you lend me your truck? And I said, yeah, you know, and then come out, well, he's got no truck, you know, so he's running back and forth with mine. And he just kept bringing me groceries and cat food and dog food for mine, and
Yeah.
I really didn't need my truck. I didn't need to go anywhere,
Mhm.
you know, because I was hurt and everything else. So I was seeing him lots.
Okay.
And then come the spring, it's just, he's not coming around.
So when
And
did
he's not
you
answering his phone.
give him access to your truck the first time?
The first time I lent it to him was like last August.
Last August.
Yeah. So he borrowed it a couple times then because his truck was at my place, but it wasn't running properly. And then a couple of times in September, and then it was like October. Then he put his hand on it, and it was like his permit. And like, you know, and I got hurt, and I just, you know, I really didn't care. But, you know, come the new year, every time I seen him or talked to him, I said, I want my truck, I want my truck.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and then the last time I talked to him, I said, I'm going to call the RCMP, and then he started threatening me.
And it was by, you received a phone call from,
Yeah.
you called him on his
No,
cell?
he called me.
He called you?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, and
That
he's,
was just at the beginning of March of this year?
yeah, beginning of March.
Okay.
And, you know, I said, I want my truck. You know, he says, well, I want my stuff. And I said, well, come get it. I want you to get it out of here.
Yeah.
You know, but bring me my truck.
Yeah.
You know, and I said, if you don't come with my truck, I'm going to call the RCMP. And then he started threatening me.
What did he say?
He says, the RCMP won't do you any good. You're going to need an army to go against me. That's what he said, right? So then when the conversation was finished, like I'm trying, the guy is, I always thought he was level-headed, and the last times I was talking to him, it's like he's just going off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So I called the RCMP here. You know, I called you guys, and the girl there said because I lent him my truck and I gave him my key, the first thing she said was, where's your key? And I said, well, it's with this guy I lent my truck to, but he's not bringing it back, so I want to report it stolen.
Yeah.
And they said, no, you can't report it stolen because you lent it to him. And I said, well, I didn't lend it to him for him to keep it. You know, like I want my truck back and my insurance is coming due here. You know, I don't want him driving around with my truck with no insurance on it.
What kind of vehicle did you own?
I owned a
Did you have?
2000
Yeah.
F350
Mhm.
white dually.
White dually, okay.
Yeah.
And you remember the plate number on the vehicle?
You'll have to read there. I don't have my
Okay.
glasses on.
Well, it says on your document it's 7430 Juliet Tango with
That's right.
JT.
Yeah.
7430 JT. Okay. Thank you very much.
I told that to your officer
The
that
officer?
I talked to
Okay.
this morning. Yeah.
So, did you ever see the vehicle again
No,
since then?
no, not for like 2.5, 3 months or whatever since the last time I seen Kenny.
Okay, so you haven't. So in March you haven't seen the vehicle in March
Nope.
of this year.
Nope.
You didn't. Did you re-register the vehicle?
Nope.
Did you insure the vehicle in any way?
Nope.
No. And in the vehicle, did you have any documents that would assist anyone to insure your vehicle?
I had my registration and stuff like that.
Did you have any transfer documents? Did you have any, those transfer of ownership documents
Maybe.
in the vehicle?
Maybe, I don't know.
No. You
Like,
wouldn't have, they wouldn't have been pre-filled. Were any of those documents been pre-filled?
I pre-filled one for my motorhome because I wanted to sell my motorhome,
Okay.
right?
And where was this document?
I was probably in my truck,
Okay.
you know.
So you had a transfer of, document that you had pre-filled to sell your motorhome?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And that would have been in the truck itself, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned that Ken had the vehicle that had broken down. Can you describe the vehicle that he had?
It was a green Ford, 3/4 ton. It was an older one. I don't know what year.
And where's the vehicle now? Is that at your place?
No.
No?
He told me it broke down in Kelowna,
When did he tell you that?
like September.
Oh, last year?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know this Damien kid?
I met him once or twice. Twice I met him.
Where
You
did
know, but I really didn't know him.
Okay, so you met. Where did you meet him?
Once in town here, and Kenny brought him up to my house once. But that was like last year. You know, I haven't seen him in
So what do you know about Ken himself, like his friends? What can you tell me about him?
Well, the more I got to know him after, like, he moved his stuff in and that, it's like, now he showed up he showed up with Damien the first time he brought, like, the Damien come to my house there. The last time I seen Damien, he told me that he became an IS member.
Ken told you that?
Yeah, you know, and, you know, I said I didn't think that you wanted anything to do with gangs, you know, and he said he'd been trying to get in there for 2 or 3 years, you know, and
what does the IS stand for? So
independent soldiers.
Okay. And what about Damien? Did he say that the same thing, or was just for Ken?
Just for Ken.
Just for Ken?
Yeah.
What about Damien? What did you know?
He delivered batteries or picked up batteries or something. He worked, I think he worked for somebody in Vernon.
In Vernon?
Yeah, they do batteries for like solar power and stuff like that.
Oh, is that right now?
Yeah.
That's what he told you?
That's what he told me, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So when you saw him with Damien, what kind of vehicle was he in at that time? Was it in Damien's vehicle, or was it Ken, or where did you see him in the first place?
I can't remember what they were driving.
No. And you said you saw him in town, no?
That was like over a year ago.
Over a year ago, okay.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. What did Ken leave at your place? You said he left some of his stuff at your place.
He left his bed. He left some jackets and coats. He left all kinds of kitchen stuff, plates, pots and pans, toasters, coffee pots, stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, like every time he'd come up, he'd grab some clothes that he had upstairs. You know, he's got another set of skis for a snowmobile. He had a snowmobile up there, but after the snow started, he came and got a snowmobile. So that's gone. Just all it is, just household stuff.
Okay. And you said he had some of his stuff at his dad's place as well.
Yeah, like his TV, his stereo, like all his electronics and stuff he stored there. He's got a ghetto blaster at my place that, you know, he brought up like last August, and that they were, you know, him and his buddies, they started a fire and stuff, and they had some girls up and stuff, and they, you know, had a ghetto blaster there. And then when they left, they just left it out in the rain. You know, so I went out and got it and put it in the house.
So what did Ken do for a living?
I don't know what he did.
No. Do you know if he had any employment?
No. He didn't have a job or anything. Anytime I got a job, I said, "Will you come and help me?" You know, he said, "Too busy in that." But I've got all his tools there. Like he's an electrician. You know, like so.
Does he have any other family members other than his dad?
His sister.
Sister? Do you know his sister's name?
No.
Okay.
Well, his mom and dad are divorced. I've never met his mother.
Okay.
And I don't think he's got any other brothers and sisters. Just
no,
one sister.
Just one sister.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what else do you know about Damien? Like I said, I just like you to be as honest, and you know,
Yeah.
and I realize we're trying to find out what happened to him.
Yeah.
So we need to find out all the details. We really don't care about any criminal activity that you may have been involved in. So I just want to make you relax about that.
Yeah.
So I'm not. I'd like to get the true story.
Yeah.
We're not blind. We're not blind to anything.
Right.
And I just don't want to. He said, that like you to be as frank as you can be to show me what was the relationship between you and Ken. I think there's a little bit more to the story now. So but we need to know all those little details. If something did happen to Ken or Damien, we'd like to know. And so any little details that you may have, or anything that you're not telling me, like nobody's an angel. Right?
I don't know what happened to these guys. Like,
no, okay.
You know,
Okay.
like when Ken's dad showed up at my house,
Yeah.
you know, like it was dark, you know, and he knocks at my door, and I look at him. He looks like Kenny, you know, and like it'd been a whole year since I met his dad, and I looked and I went, you know, Kenny, and then he stepped in and I said, oh, Ken, you know, and stuff. So he come in and
Ken Sr.
Yeah, Ken Sr. And he come in and said, have you seen these guys? And I said, no. And he said, well, they've been missing for a week, and they were supposed to, they said they were going to come get their stuff. And I said, well, their stuff is still here, you know, or Ken's stuff is still here, right? And everything else. And he says, well, where's your truck? And I said, Kenny's got it, you know. And I told him the story, you know. I told him exactly what I told you, that, you know, I talked to him, but Kenny is a big guy, you know, and he's 25, 26 years old, and I'm 51.
Yeah.
And when he starts getting nasty to me on the phone, then I wanted to call you guys.
Yeah.
Because I want my truck back. But nobody wanted to help me.
Okay.
You know, they didn't want to talk to me.
Okay.
And I don't have his dad's phone number. Like, that's why his dad come to see me, because he doesn't have my phone number, you know. And
When did the dad come and see you?
just on Friday.
On Friday, this past Friday?
Yeah, this past Friday. And then when I was in town here on Saturday, and I went to the gun show here. You know, I had a friend come in from out of town. He says, let's go to the gun show. And I said, okay. And then we ran into, he has an uncle, right? I ran into his uncle at the gun show. And he said,
do you know his name?
His uncle's name is Shane.
Shane? Okay.
Yeah, that's all I know.
All right.
And I was talking to him and about Kenny and that, and he said, yeah, you know. And he told me about his dog and that, and his dog is at the dog pound and that. Like, I took care of Kenny's dog, you know, the whole time.
What kind of
when
dog?
He was up there.
What kind of dog did
He
you
had a pit bull.
Pit bull?
Yeah.
Yeah, more than one, or just?
Just the one, yeah.
Okay. What color was it?
Brown and white, I think.
Brown and white.
You know, I don't know. Pit bulls all look the same to me,
Don't
because
look the
you
same.
just look at their face.
Oh, yeah.
I own a German Shepherd, but I like the dog.
Yeah.
And my dog liked that dog too. You know,
Yeah.
because mine is a female and his is a male, right?
Yeah.
And they got along great. But then when it started getting cold, I said, you can't keep your dog here because it's too cold for the dog, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know.
So let me ask you that, was there more than what you just told me about the relationship with Ken? Was there a business relationship or criminal activities going on?
We never did anything together. Like, there was just, he never made me any money, I never made him any money. It just, you know, what he did, you know, after he told me he became an independent soldier, I just don't like those gang guys.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like, I've never liked gang guys.
No. Was it suggested at one point that you guys get into criminal activities, whether or not it is to, let's say, grow dope?
Yeah.
You guys growing dope together?
No.
No?
No. He wanted to grow dope.
At your place?
No, at another place.
Another place, okay.
Yeah, another place. I've never been to the place in that, but
Were they taking care of a grow somewhere close to your place? Was it the reason why they were living so far out of the city?
no, they had a place that it was, I don't know, half an hour or 40 minutes from my place that they wanted to set up, but they never did set it up.
When you say they again, it's Damien and Ken?
Well, originally it was supposed to be Damien and Ken,
Originally.
but you know, it never got set up, so.
Did you do any work for Ken and
No,
Damien?
I didn't.
Would there be any reason for anyone to say that you were the gardener of one of those grow?
Well, they wanted me to teach them, right?
Okay.
You know, because I have run a grow up before.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I have. The RCMP come to me a couple years ago. They found my place and they shut it down, and that was that.
Okay.
Okay.
At your place in Kenneth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
well, thanks for being honest with me.
Well,
so, you know,
well,
it's been like it's something we would definitely find out. I just want to find out all the details actually, and the, you know, we need to find out those details in order to make progress on that, to find out what happened to them. It may or may not have anything to do, but definitely helps us to look in what direction. So, tell me a little bit more about the grow. Was there any other grow after that? Maybe not at your place, but was there more grows going on?
no, they said they had a place.
Yeah.
That, you know, it was this lady's basement or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they wanted to go and set up.
Okay.
You know, and but nothing ever came of it. You know.
That you know of?
I've never been to the place. You know, I never did any work for them.
Okay.
You know, and that's it.
You never been to that place before?
Nope.
No? Didn't do any work whatsoever?
Nope.
So you just simply provided information?
That's right. I gave them information, what they wanted, you know,
Yeah,
for
okay.
equipment and that and stuff, and what they should have, and
Yeah. Did you
And-
supply any equipment? or
no, I
anything
didn't.
else?
No.
Like I said, you don't have to worry, but I just want to,
No,
you know,
I didn't supply them any equipment.
it was just information.
Just information.
Okay. All right. I'd like to show you, like you mentioned at one point that you may have left a document in. I'm just going to show you the top part because yes. Okay. I got a document here. It's kind of a transfer tax form, a transfer form
Okay.
for ownership. And just want to see if you can tell me whether or not the signature or handwriting is yours.
Okay.
So it's a photocopy of it. So if you look at this, does it look like you're writing?
Yes. Yeah, that's my
What?
signature.
Just a signature right there?
Yeah, and that's how I printed.
That's your name in
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
What about the top information here?
No,
That's not yours?
That's not my writing.
Okay, so once again, for the record, it shows seller to complete. What I'm showing Mr. Fraser right now is a transfer tax form that I received from one of the insurance agent somewhere in BC.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows the registration number 0262686, white 2004 F350
Yep.
pickup, and there's a VIN number that's printed on the form itself, and the net weight and gross weight and so on. Now you're selling. You're telling me that under the seller's name, the BC license, is that your writing there? Or hand printing?
That's your
license.
my license number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is mine.
Yeah.
This isn't mine.
No, you didn't write this down.
No.
But this part, you
Yeah.
wrote down your
Yeah.
name, Roy
Yeah.
Frederick Fraser.
Yep.
And you put this address as well.
Yep.
534 Todd Mountain Road.
Yep.
Effley Creek.
Yep. And
the signature here,
that's mine.
that's yours? Okay. And you would have pre-filled this section in order to sell your motorhome?
Yeah.
Is that the idea?
Yeah.
And it was a document that was left in the...
I thought, well, it was either on my coffee table or in my truck, you know. Like I wanted to sell my motorhome. I had some people coming out to look at my motorhome.
Yeah.
This was like last summer.
Last summer, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but this is not my writing.
That's not your writing,
You know,
okay.
I can fill one out for you and show you the difference
Mhm.
in the writing.
No. But you didn't approve, or you didn't
No.
authorize anyone to sell your truck?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. So the form and the rest of the form, actually, without showing the name, you know, because the investigation is still going, but showing you this section here, is that your writing showing the trade, less trade. Looks like there's a section that applies when someone put a vehicle as a trade. It's 1996 Chev 2500.
I don't know that vehicle.
You don't know that vehicle? Okay. Do you know a subject by the name of Robert Doucette?
No.
No? Okay.
your friend asked me that this morning, I said no.
Okay.
So now what you're telling me is Kenny sold my truck?
Well, I don't know if it's Kenny, or it could have been somebody else, but we suspect that, from what you tell me, that it's a possibility that Kenny sold it, or it could have been maybe the vehicle was given to somebody else to sell it, maybe for an exchange of whatever. We don't know. We're just suspecting that.
Oh yeah.
But as if anything, the last person that we know is Kenny was in possession of your vehicle.
So can I get my truck back? What's happening with my truck?
Well,
what's going to happen with my truck?
Well, what's going to happen? We'll have to investigate and go from there. Yeah.
Because, I phoned you guys like before my insurance ran out, and I said I'd like to report it stolen, and you guys wouldn't take it because I lent him the key, and I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I never lend anybody a vehicle again, because of that.
Yeah.
Like it just blows my mind. Like I don't understand that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No.
And now, but I can't understand why ICBC would register to somebody else, because I phoned them right after I phoned you, and I told them the whole story.
When did you phone them?
Right after. It was like March 1st or March 2nd.
Yeah.
After I talked to you, then I phoned ICBC and I said, listen, I talked to the RCMP, I wanted to report my truck stolen, but they wouldn't give me a claim number or anything. Yeah. And I said, I want you to put it down, like on your records, because I don't want Kenny running around with my truck that it's uninsured in case he gets drunk and slams into somebody.
Exactly.
I didn't want him selling my truck,
yeah,
or anything else. And I said, put it down on your computer. I don't want this re-registered, and this is my phone number, and call me.
Okay.
If you find out about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, yep. What a great job they did.
Yeah. Obviously, like the person that's in possession of the vehicle, if he's still in possession of it, may not have known that the vehicle didn't belong to that person if it was already pre-filled, you know what I'm saying? If they used the, so it's quite possible that the person that has the vehicle now may not know the history of the vehicle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well,
so,
why would he take it, like...
thinking that maybe...
I own the vehicle. I own the vehicle. Why would somebody buy a vehicle from somebody giving him a vehicle?
If you purchase the vehicle, actually thinking that the person that is in front of him is a Roy Fraser, let's say the possibility. So many is off, that if the person think that the person he's dealing with is a Roy Fraser.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How would he know the vehicle is stolen or
whatever? I didn't know that.
Okay, so that's a possibility. I'm not saying that's the case. So we'll have to look into it and we'll have to get back to you. But let me give me a sec. I'm just gonna check with my partner see if he's got any more questions, and I'll do it back. Okay. Sorry, Dan. Are you falling asleep on me? Right, I just had a few questions actually. Whatever happened to your motorhome? Did you ever sell it?
No, I still got it.
You still got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Obviously, I just have to ask you a few questions actually. The reason why would you pre-fill this section here? You know.
I had a form in that I was going to sell a motorhome, and I don't know.
They just pre-filled that?
Yeah,
actually,
just pre-filled that. And
yeah. How come you didn't pre-fill the top part on this document?
I didn't. The registration to the motorhome's in the motorhome. Like I was doing this in my living room.
Okay.
You know, the motorhome's like 100 yards away. I just didn't go get it. So.
Okay. So, would it be any reason for anyone to say that the Mr. What's his name? Can force you to sign this document?
No, he didn't force me.
No?
No.
Was there any arrangement? Did he sell you anything?
No.
In exchange for the truck?
No.
So there was nothing of that nature?
No, nothing.
Going on, no.
All I did was I lent him my truck, and that was it.
That was it? Okay.
You know?
Okay.
And I was trying to be a friend to him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And,
but what did you get in exchange for him using the truck? What was the arrangement?
there really wasn't any arrangement.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, he just kept coming out. He'd bring groceries out, and I got a lot of cats. He'd bring cat food and dog food, and, you know, so I'd take care of his dog, and, you know, he kept everything going. And, you know, he'd come out and spend a couple days and stuff like that. And I don't know where he lived when he went back into town. I thought maybe he's, you know, sleeping at his girlfriend's place or something, right?
Okay.
And,
do you know where his girlfriend's place was?
No.
Do you know?
Like,
do you remember his girlfriend's name?
Like I said, like he brought out like 3 different girls, but one was really good looking, so I figured that was.
Oh, so it was not the regular one all the time?
No.
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 Yeah. Do you remember any of those girls' name?
No, I don't.
No. And what about his buddy that showed up, Damien?
Never seen him with a girl at all.
No? Okay. All right. Okay, so we'll check into the vehicle aspect of it. You mentioned there was a place about 30 minutes, 40 minutes that they were intending and setting up a grow in the basement.
Yep.
Do you know whereabouts in what town?
Barrier.
In Barrier?
Yeah. Barrier, outside of Barrier, or something like that. That's what he had told me. Like, he never took me there. I never seen it.
No, I was just asking that in order to find where they are. If there's, you know, they've been reported missing, as you know.
Right.
But we're trying to find out any location they might be at, so we can check and make sure they're okay.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows? They might have gone to a piece of property somewhere, and then that's where they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've been reported missing, so our purpose is, you know,
to find them, yeah,
where they would be or where they could be at. So,
yeah.
So if you know any property they might be at or attending to or anything that
like his dad come to me, and his dad, like, I know about it less than his dad does, you know, and like I hadn't seen these guys in like 2.5 months, so I don't know what they're doing, you know.
So the last time you spoke to him was on the phone, beginning of March, you said, roughly?
Yep.
Of this year.
Yep.
You spoke to Ken. Ken phoned you.
Yep.
Tell me again the conversation that you had with Ken on the phone. How did it go?
I don't know, like, the beginning of the conversation, but, like, I can't remember, but at the end, you know, like, I kept telling him, like, I want my truck back, right? And I said, Kenny, I'm going to report you to the RCMP. Mm-hmm. And then he just blew up, you know, on the phone. And everything else, and tell me I'd need an army to go up against him and just everything, right? And he's screaming at me on the phone, and I was just holding the phone back here, and then like I was, you know, I either thought, you know, he's either going to come up and beat me up, right? Because I said I'm going to phone the RCMP on him, or, you know, or I'm not going to see him. Because like I keep phoning his cell phone, he won't answer it. And then I called you guys.
Okay.
You know, so.
So did you phone the barrier detachment, or was it the Kamloops?
Kamloops.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, I think that's pretty well it. I'll double check again, and then I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, one last question. I think you'll be on your way out. You mentioned to me at the beginning that you met Kenny through your ex-girlfriend.
A girl that she wasn't my girlfriend. It was just a girl that I knew, and
she was from Calgary?
Calgary, yeah.
Okay. Was she living in Calgary at that time?
Yep.
She was. Huh? Do you know her name, just in case?
Susan Kuntz, K-U-N-T-Z, I believe that is.
N-T-Z?
Yeah.
Okay. How old would she be now? Okay.
35.
Does she still live in Calgary?
I guess so, yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen her in a year and a half now.
Year and a half?
Yeah.
Did you have a phone number for her?
Year and a half ago.
Year and a half ago,
yeah.
Okay. So you might have it at your place in the phone?
No, all she ever had was a cell phone and stuff. And
so how did you meet Susan? So you met Ken through Susan?
Yeah.
But how did she ever tell you how she met Ken?
No.
No?
No.
So you met, so what happened? Tell me a little bit more about when you first met Ken.
Susan was down here. She came down and she spent, I don't know, about 10 days at my place and stuff like that. And she wanted to go to town, and she had Kenny's number, and we went to the bar, and she phoned him up, says, come down to the bar and everything else. And I met him at the Fox and Hounds pub.
Okay. Do you know what Susan did for a living?
She told me she put down underground pipelines, like water pipes.
So underground?
Yeah, like water pipes.
Water pipes, okay.
Yeah.
So she installed water pipes?
Yeah, she was a laborer.
So she never told you how she knew Kenny?
No.
No. Okay. All right, we're going to conclude this interview at 4:02 p.m. And so I'll take you down.
Okay.
Well, thanks again for
No problem. Hope you find them.
Yeah. So I can always reach you at that number that we got?
Okay.
All right.
So, when you called me, it said private name, private number, and my voice went on.